Welcome back to the show, everybody. Remember that thing that I told you we were going to do after these commercial messages? Well, while I was gone, I found it, right? Here's the play, right? When I got up this morning, well, I was doing all the responsible thing, a gangster like me does, right? Like washing clothes, making sure, the queen get to work on time, all that old good stuff. There was a Facebook post on the Oracle Facebook page, like, yo, 2 hours from now, we got some heat. In between those 2 hours, I fell asleep because, I was a little tired. So, the OG had to get him an NAP, right? So I woke up and remembered it while I was sat there for 15 minutes trying to find out what game the King of Fighters 97 have a training mode in it. I went and found what this thing was. Yes. There's a man like Mihara-san to show some love. I ain't seen what none of this is. All I did was go to the link that was posted in the Twitter joints, and I ain't watched nothing. So we got a couple of tweets that we gonna take a look at. Like, we normally don't take a look at tweets on this show, but we are going to take a look at tweets, right? The first one is a movie with Shirase on it. It's only 6 seconds long. Let's take a look at it. I guess this is just the title screen, I guess. I'm like, I gotta say, I love the logo. I do. Like, I still look at Fighting EX Layer like, like fighting Layer EX, but that's a Namco thing. So, that's why people don't understand that Namco partly owns the rights to Fighting Layer because the way that it was produced, which is why it doesn't get released as often as you think it would. But you think that because you think that Mihara-san be kicking it with Harada-san, you be thinking like, yo, can you throw the internet a bone? I would love to bite people as a shark in Fighting Layer. I'm just saying. That's just the thing that I want to do. But here's the thing, though. We got another thing. The thumbnail gives it away. But it is wonderful to know Fighting EX Layer is going to have an expert mode. Look, I know a lot of y'all remember when I had to sit up here and do my due diligence a long time ago back in the day to tell the internet how wonderful the EX series was and how important expert mode was and is to my learning and loving of fighting games, because expert mode in Street Fighter EX2 taught me how to play a fighting game properly, because it forced you to learn things when you didn't know you were learning them, because the game kept bumping you on the head. You are stupid. Please get smart. You are stupid. Well, not exactly like that, but that's how it felt. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting up here trying to figure out, like, why don't this work? The reason why I can halfway decently link in a fighting game is because there are combos in expert mode in Street Fighter EX2 Plus that require multiple links. I'm talking to you, Final Mission Bison. Like, that is probably one of the hardest things I have ever pulled off in my life. Also, there's a couple weird Dawson combos that start off with Yoga Blast, but that's another conversation. It is wonderful to know that expert mode is back, because if you want to look at those trial modes done right, look at the originator of the concept. Now, that's not saying that the concept hasn't been improved on by games like Skullgirls, which I think is still the best tool for anyone ever wanting to learn a fighting game to go play Skullgirls in training mode. That you may not enjoy Skullgirls for what it is, but that game will help anybody be a great fighting game player if the way you learn is by interacting. Now, everybody don't learn the same way, so maybe playing it may not do it, but that has one of the best teaching tools for learning how fighting games work. Blaze Blue is really great, but Skullgirls is the king, queen, jack, ace. Oh man, I'm referring to Kamen Rider Blade right now. Regardless, let me just step away from the Kamen Rider, right? I'm just saying that if you want to learn how to play a fighting game, like the minutia of it all, Skullgirls is the tippity top. Blaze Blue and how deep that it gets, not only in how you play the game, but the lore and everything that is compiled in that mode or whatever, is also a wonderful and great tool for learning and understand how fighting games work. I think Guilty Gear, like Exer, has something very similar built off the back of what Blaze Blue did for the past couple of games. So I'm like, but you have to give it up to the originator. I appreciate it now even more in this conversation because it just made me realize something. I know me, I learn best when I know I'm learning something and the game is trying to teach me. I enjoy the bonking my head simulator on a brick wall until I can bust through it. Because that's how I learn best. I learn best through repetition. Of understanding and sitting up here wondering, why does this work like this? But I also understanding that nobody learns exactly the same. So while I'm sitting up here saying that's how I learn, that you might want to go play Skullgirls and might want to play Blaze Blue for instant minutia, like, if you want to learn by watching a video, I suggest watching Dandy J's KOF videos, like those basic throwback videos way back in the day, that if you want to understand the minutia of the King of Fighters series and you enjoy by watching, that's something I suggest watching. A whole lot of funny, a whole lot of fun, but you get a whole lot of basic education about how KOF works at a very low minutia level, and that I can appreciate. So if you're trying to learn how to play a fighting game, and I really don't think there are a lot of people strolling in who come watch me who are trying to learn the basics of a fighting game, but if you have a friend and it's like, I'm not sure about how to get them in or try to get them to understand, and you think that it might not come well directly from you, because I've had to teach some people how to play fighting games, and it took me a while to really learn how to properly teach. But that's why I am so glad that my Primus on Kamen Rider Climax Heroes exists, because it was a learning process for me, from learning from being someone being taught to being the teacher. And it took a whole lot of me understanding, you know what I'm saying, that it's stuff that I look back at it now that I wish I would have done, that I did a whole lot of front load of this game is insane. It doesn't necessarily work as it does. Some things you may see may not work all the time because this game is programmed the way it is. And then when people sit up here and I had some people try to come and correct me and well, that don't work like that. Well, it worked like that sometimes because that's just how the game is. So it is what it is with that. I'm going to watch this video now. So I'm going to activate Twitter Vuvi.exe and we're going to see what expert mode is. Oh, I like this music. Is it going to play as Doctrine Dark? No. Oh, Baby Blair? Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Where's the shoe kick? Where is it? Shoot the kick. Yes. Rising me. Super, Rising shooter. Oh man, I can't. That's a new special right there. Oh, that's kind of dope. Rising me. Man, I'm like, what is April? I would love to get another beta. For real. Man, I gotta say, running in the game is a wild mechanic. I gotta say, I appreciated it in the beta when I was learning Shirase and stuff. Yo, I've seen my complaints on why I look like that, because a big part of this game is running momentum and that it changes the properties of combos, which is a thing that you have to think about. Yo, that was sick. I'm glad I remembered that I wanted to take a look at this, because you know what I'm saying, we got a chance to have a good conversation about stuff and things and stuff. Here's the thing though. I kind of sort of thought we were done. And we're not. Because something I watched on April Fool's Day that I wanted to do something with, I found out it's a real thing. And because it's a real thing, and I saw like a little post about it, I really want to go through it with you guys. So we're not quite done with the show quite yet, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at this thing that has me really, really, really excited about stuff. But yo, expert mode is back. Thank you, Based Arca. Thank you, Base Mihara-san. Thank you very much. Thank you, Base Nishitani. May Street Fighter EX be praised as your loyal subject. I'm gonna play Street Fighter EX 2 now. Nah, I'm not. We go when we come back from this commercial break. We're going to take a look at this thing. We gonna take a look at this thing because I want to take a look at this thing. So y'all sit back, y'all chill. I'm gonna turn this into something, and when we come back after these commercial messages, we gonna have some more work for you. What are you waiting for? Get out of here. I'll call you back when it's time. Go take a pee break or something. We'll be right back after these commercial messages.